Welcome and thank you again for tuning into my YouTube channel. So for everyone who has been following my channel and everyone who has been accessing my website, that's www.jodiesue.com. I would like to say thank you for your support and for sharing these videos, as it means a lot to me, this subject of really taking on depression amongst people and really opening up awareness. So what I would like to be talking to you about today is fear, and fear from expectations placed by society and the people around us that we care about. So from the beginning of life, so we are born. And as soon as we're born, there is already a plan mapped out for us. So whether that is which kindergarten you're going to which school you're going to, what the best education and the best way to bring you into this world. So that's it. Your parents have got a plan for you, and whatever that plan is, the beginning of your path into this world, and the expectations that are now placed upon you to do well in life. So of course, with people who have got children, you really want to harness strengths in that person and really build this little person up to be the very best person that they can be. So of course we want the best for our children. So they're born into this world, and we put them into an education system. The education system maps out the best plan for our children, what subjects that they should take on, and then from there they can choose from a very limited amount of subjects. So we put them into a schooling system so they can be educated and they can do well in society. So it's not always the best thing for everybody. Of course, being able to read and write is very important, but coming into a system with some form of a disability makes it a lot harder, and not every schooling system is really equipped to handle that. So and I've seen this within myself, and I've also seen this amongst other children, especially coming in with, say, dyslexia, and not being given the support that they need to. So, okay, you've come into an education system that doesn't suit you. So you're not doing well at school, but you still have to go to school, and you're not getting the assistance that you need to succeed. So your parents are obviously doing the very best they can, and the schooling system thinks also they're doing the very best they can. And everyone's trying to do the best for you, but in that time, they still have those expectations. They need you to do well because they've invested their time into you. So there's these expectations from your parents to do well. You've got expectations from your peers because you don't want to look like a fool, and you've got expectations placed upon your teachers. So what happens when you do not succeed, and how does this reflect your inner self? So you already have got those expectations on yourself, and this is where depression can really set in amongst younger kids. So look, I'm just going to compare also my situation and how I managed to get through, and I really believe that we should offer more of an outlet for people who are not set to follow particular paths that we try and set out in society for them. So, okay, you have these expectations to get a high education and go to uni. Well, that was my case, and I didn't. So I really struggled. So I couldn't cope with the pressures from home, and then having to then grab those pressures, like deal with those pressures of home and my expectations at home as a child, where really I wasn't a child. I was more family support when I guess a family was not doing so well. So my home situation was very difficult for me. My mother was very unstable, so it doesn't really offer the best home environment. I love school. I really saw it as an outlet to get away and really be able to take in all the information that they could give me and really excel. And I love to learn. So, but this little voice in my head was basically like, if you don't do well, that's it. There's nothing for you. So, and that was my plan for my mum, was that's it. You're going to university and this is your path, and you're going to take subjects that you might not necessarily like, and that's it, you know. So dealing with the pressures at home and really wanting to do well, I went through year 10 saying that's it, I need to get like top marks. Otherwise there's nothing for me, and I exhausted myself. I would stay up like nights on end and drink percolated jugs of coffee and really work hard for these subjects, and I did it. Like it paid off. I got good marks and I did really well at school, and then I got to year 11 and the pressures of home life, and I couldn't cope anymore. And I guess at some stage there has to be a point where you snap. So I went to school. I started off still doing year 11, and at this stage I was still unable to find a stable home environment. I had really strong expectations on myself to do so well, and I remember coming back in after doing a maths exam and absolutely devastating, crying my eyes out because I only got a B+, and you might laugh at me and think, you know, why are you upset about quite a good mark? You know, it's not quite honours, but it's still a really good mark. But I was devastated because it wasn't the best, and that's what both my home life and my schooling expected. They expected the very best, and I felt like I really couldn't deliver that. So I was so disappointed in myself because I knew I could do better, but I just with the home and everything, I wasn't coping. So of course I hit year 11 and everything really started to plummet for me quite quickly. And I went in to see my maths teacher, and by this time I was actually promoted up to the highest maths class, and it was my favourite subject. It was like everything that I placed my heart into, because that was my outlet. I was having such a rough upbringing that I just didn't know how to cope with it apart from lose myself in the world of mathematics, and I just loved it. And I just couldn't cope with school, I couldn't cope with home, and just came to a point where that was it. And I still wanted to keep on fighting for this. I still wanted to keep on fighting to do well at school. I just needed some extra assistance to say, hey, look, I'll help you, I'll pull you through this. So I went up to my maths teacher and I said, look, I'm having a really, really rough time at home. I know my last maths exam was terrible and I really want to pick up my marks. Like, I want to do well. This is, you know, one of my favorite subjects, and I just want to give everything to this, and I know I can do it. I'm just having a really, really hard time at home. And you know what she did? She told me to just give up. It's like, look, Jodie Sue, you'll never ever be any good at this. Just give up. And I was like, devastated, absolutely devastated. It was like my only outlet that I really had, given myself to from everything I was going through. And she basically just tore up my dream just right in front of me, and as if it just doesn't exist anymore. And I took a deep breath, and I just ran to the lady, quickly walked to the ladies' bathroom as fast as I can, and the one far, far away from anything else, like down at the end of the school oval, and I just absolutely cried my heart out, and I still remember it because I just remember being so crushed. And I finally stopped crying because this really amazing girl, she's like tapping on there, and she's like, "Look, Jodie, is there anything I can do for you? Are you okay?" And I just didn't know how to cope. It was like I had this dark secret of my family and what I was going through, and I knew I couldn't share that with anybody. I couldn't share that with the school. I was afraid that they would take me. I'm not sure what they would do, but I knew it would reflect really badly on my mum, and I just didn't know how to talk about it, and I didn't know who I could open up. So there was no way like I could do that to them. So I was like, just go away, and I felt so rude, but that's finally like someone actually really cared, and just telling them to get lost basically. And I was just absolutely alone. I just didn't know how to get out of that situation, and I ended up going home, and being so crushed and all, that was it. I went into this really deep depression for about a couple of weeks, and I just didn't go to school anymore, and I didn't want to be there. Everything fell out from underneath me, and that was it. And one day my mum woke me up, and it was the day of my 17th birthday, and she came in, and she's like, "Good morning, sweetheart, happy birthday." She didn't quite use the word sweetheart, or something like that, really. Guess what? I'm kicking you out. And I was like, oh, okay. So got kicked out of home on my 17th birthday. Called Dad, who I hadn't seen for 7 or 8 years. And he came and got me, and then I went into a deeper depression. So from there, I ended up finally over a month of living on biscuits and some chocolate. I just locked myself up in this room for over a month. There's no way that my dad or my stepmom had any idea what to do with me. So they told me to see someone, and they just told me, good luck, I don't know how you're going to get through this, but just keep on fighting, and I can't really help you. And I finally started to build up some strength, and ended up going back out to work, and building myself a career. So I didn't start off in a career, I started off just working at a burger joint, and then from there I started to talk to people and started to make friends, I guess, that weren't school related, and I always knew I wanted to be a career person, and that's what I am doing. And on my 17th birthday, I went out and bought myself a really nice Calvin Klein corporate watch, and very sophisticated. I ended up getting myself a leather office bag, and so that's it. I'm going to be a career woman, and I'm really going to take on the corporate world. So of course I didn't do that straight away. I've I've been in business, I've done hospitality management, and I've been in retail management. I did end up taking on doing some HR and corporate strategist work, and I built myself up, and I feel like I'm reasonably successful. I don't know, like, you just have to really find that strength within yourself sometimes, and I think surrounding yourself around amazing people makes such a difference. And if you can find those people that can really harness the best in you and bring out the best in you, that is one of the ways I really recommend for you to fight depression, is to make sure you surround yourself by good people. So anyway, the reason for this is I want to bring awareness on, awareness through society, how these expectations really affect people suffering with depression. So basically, the expectations to do well at school, to have a good job, to have a good career, to find the perfect partner and settle down and get married and have kids. These are like very generic expectations, but how about just harnessing people's talents and their ability, that everyone can be extraordinary. So they might not be extraordinary in your eyes, but they can be extraordinary in somebody else's eyes, and we all have something to really offer this world. So whatever the job, career or path that they decided to follow, we should respect that, and we should give more of ourselves to let people know that we accept people for who they are. So and family is the worst for this. They say that I want to see you happy, but their version of happiness is then reflected onto you. You need to find your area of happiness, and you have to accept yourself for who you are, and then stand up and have that confidence to allow confidence to say, look, I am happy, respect who I am, and let me follow the path that I feel that's best for me. I know that's so easy to say, and so much harder to actually do and actually say to your parents and your loved ones and your siblings, but eventually you have to stand up for who you are. And siblings and parents, just let your children be happy, because they will find the path as long as they're healthy and they're not in too much trouble, or they're not doing drugs or harming themselves. Just be happy for them, and just promote the very best of who they are. So that is my point, and really I want society to just start to offering more diversity for people who have different talents to give. So what I want to do is really go into something and start to set up, I guess, some form of a chain where we want people to smile, not because they have to smile. We want people to be smitten for life. So to be smitten for life, just completely smitten. So that doesn't mean saying hi and giving someone a smile. I want you to be smiling because you really want to be smiling. I want you to be laughing and really enjoying life because you really want to enjoy life. And with depression as well, sometimes it's so easy to put on a smile and you're hurting inside. So that's not a real smile. I want to see a real smile out of everybody. And the thing is as well, like, with me, it's like everything that I've been through, all the sadness, all my smiles are real, because when I spend time with amazing people, they light up my world. So I really try and take on life and, really smiling from deep inside and laughing and being around amazing people is what really makes me. So I want to be able to offer you the same. So what I'm saying is, don't just smile for life. Be just smitten for life. Absolutely smitten for life, like from the core of your soul. So what I really want to do is for everyone to be so much kinder to people, and like just by saying one nice thing to somebody each day. So on your Facebook wall, write JSFL. So just smitten for life. So JSFL. And then afterwards, write a comment on someone's wall. It could be, say, your sister, it could be someone else you know, and say something about them that is really special about them. So and make it come from your heart. So if you can pick somebody on your Facebook or Twitter or someone that you know and you want to share something about them to make their day so much better, just one comment a day to somebody in your circle to let them know how special they are or what talent that they can really offer the world, I would really appreciate that. So let's start this. I think this is a really nice trend, and look, if someone write a nice comment on my wall, I'm sure that would brighten up my day. I'm sure it would brighten up your day. So especially with someone suffering with dark depression, that one comment can really make a difference. So let's start this. So it's JSFL, just smitten for life. Alright, so I'm signing off with that note, and love to you all, and I really want us to be able to make a difference and to do it together. Please follow my page. It's www.jodiesue.com. Thank you.